Gano'n na lang ang respeto ko kay Xi Jinping. Matakot ka. Sabi nila, they will not build, they assured us, they will not build anything there sa Scarborough Show. Maniwala kayo kasi yan ang commitment sa akin ng China. And galing kay si Xi Jinping mismo nagsabi. And he's a man of honor. Kaya nga sabi ko, why are you so sparing? Gusto ninyo, gawain na lang ninyo kaming province, Fujian, pati Philippine province of China. Di wala tayong problema. We say, libre na lahat.
We continue our look this morning at what China does not want you to see. The United States says the superpower is reclaiming land in the South China Sea.
China has begun this campaign of building islands in the South China Sea, taking reefs and rocks and building on top of that with sand and filling in the water. And on top of that land, they've built airstrips. They've put missiles in. They've put in installments where military personnel can be there full time.
Beijing transformed the disputed reefs and rocks by reclaiming 670 acres of land from the sea to create islands with administrative buildings, hospitals and sport complexes. There's also runways that can land fighter jets and are equipped with defensive systems, radar antennae and radio systems which are intended to monitor the area around them. China's use of the islands in this way prevents other countries developing resources, and that directly breaches the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, also known as UNCLOS. UNCLOS was established in 1982, and it states that a country can have a territorial zone of 12 nautical miles off its coast, a further 12 nautical miles where it has limited controls, and an exclusive economic zone of 200 nautical miles. China argues that the Paracel and Spratly Islands are part of its territory and therefore they own anything within those exclusive economic zones, be it fish or natural resources, and it's been enforcing this in increasingly hostile ways. The South China Sea encompasses 1.4 million square miles, making it almost 1.5 times bigger than the Mediterranean Sea. It's a key commercial gateway that sees 1/3 of the world's maritime shipping pass through it every year, accounting for more than $3 trillion in trade. Beneath the surface, the maritime life is vital to the diets and economies of the surrounding nations. Around 12% of the global fish catch comes from these waters, which also hosts more than half of the world's fishing vessels. Even further down, beneath the seabed, is the promise of natural gas and crude oil reserves. The exact amount is disputed, with both the US and China giving vastly different estimates. The US estimates that the sea holds about 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas and 11 billion barrels of oil. Among themselves for control of the islands, but since the mid-1990s, the occupation of most parts of the Spratly and Paracel Islands hadn't changed significantly. But as China's position on the world stage grew, so too did their activity in the region.
July 12, 2016 nang manalo ang Pilipinas sa International Tribunal para patunayang walang basihan ng pagmamay-ari ng China sa West Philippine Sea. Pero hanggang ngayon, patuloy pa rin ang presensya ng China sa mga pinag-aagawang teritoryo. Ano ba ang nilalaman ng Hague ruling tungkol sa West Philippine Sea? These are the things you need to know. Bago ang ruling, naglabas ang China ng kanilang mapa na may 9-dash line. Ito yung gawa-gawang linya na sumasakop sa South China Sea. Sa mapang ito, kung ano raw ang sakop ng linya ay teritoryo ng China. Inalmahan ito ng mga bansang Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Vietnam at Pilipinas. Dahil sinasakop ng 9-dash line ang kani-kanilang Exclusive Economic Zone o EEZ. Mas umigting pa ito nung magkaroon ng mga Chinese vessel sa mga teritoryong sakop ng Pilipinas. Sinabayan pa ng panggigipit sa mga mangingisdang Pilipino.
Sa usapang bugoy, sabihin ko sa iyo, bigay mo sa akin, sabihin ko, putang ina, papel lang yan. Itatapon ko yan sa wastebasket.
New photos show just how much buildup has happened. These islands are now armed with anti-ship and anti-aircraft missile systems, laser and jamming equipment, and fighter jets. Now, any military and civilian plane flying over the disputed waterway could easily get within range of the Chinese island's missile system. The three militarized islands are on Mischief Reef, Subi Reef, and Fiery Cross. China has other artificial islands which are also being militarized. Aquilino told the Associated Press, "I think over the past 20 years we've witnessed the largest military buildup since World War II. They have advanced all their capabilities, and that buildup of weaponization is destabilizing to the region. And that could have dire repercussions for the United States and you." China has fully militarized at least 3 of the many artificial islands it built in the South China Sea. And that's just the beginning. China has the world's second largest military budget and has a navy that surpasses the size of the United States. The Chinese regime wants to use that military to seize control of Taiwan. If it is victorious, China will have undisputed control over the Asia Pacific. That means the trillions of dollars of shipping that goes through the region will be hostage to the Chinese regime. You think the current inflation and supply chain issues are bad? Just imagine what it would mean for the U.S. if China can cut off shipping to the U.S. China already requires foreign ships to provide information including their ship names and numbers, recent locations, satellite telephone numbers, and dangerous goods to Chinese forces. China also says it will use force if necessary. Now, of course, we've known for years that the Chinese Communist Party was militarizing these islands. But we haven't been able to stop them from doing it.